1. If all printers were determined not to print anything till they were sure it would offend nobody, there would be very little printed. Here's what that really means. Free expression often offends someone. If we waited for complete agreement before sharing ideas, important truths and progress would be silenced. Boldness is necessary for meaningful communication. 2. I am for doing good to the poor, but I think the best way of doing good to the poor is not making them easy in poverty, but leading or driving them out of it. I observed that the more public provisions were made for the poor, the less they provided for themselves, and of course became poorer. And, on the contrary, the less was done for them, the more they did for themselves and became richer. This quote reminds us that true help comes not from making poverty comfortable, but from empowering people to rise out of it. Encouraging self-reliance leads to long-term improvement. 3. The Constitution only guarantees the American people the right to pursue happiness. You have to catch it yourself. Here's what that really means. You're free to chase happiness, but it's your responsibility to achieve it. No one can give you a fulfilling life. You have to put in the effort to reach it. 4. Be at war with your vices, at peace with your neighbors, and let every new year find you a better man. This quote reminds us that self-improvement starts with fighting your own flaws. At the same time, live in harmony with others, and use each year as a chance to grow into a better version of yourself. 5. Remember not only to say the right thing in the right place, but far more difficult still, to leave unsaid the wrong thing at the tempting moment. Here's what that really means. Wisdom isn't just knowing what to say. It's having the discipline to stay silent when your words could do harm, especially in heated moments. 6. 'Tis a great confidence in a friend to tell him your faults, greater to tell him his. This quote reminds us that true friendship involves deep trust. It takes courage to admit your own flaws, but even more to kindly point out a friend's, when done with care and honesty. 7. The person who deserves most pity is a lonesome one on a rainy day who doesn't know how to read. Here's what that really means. Reading offers companionship, knowledge, and comfort. Without it, a person is left isolated, especially in quiet or difficult times. 8. Dost thou love life? Then do not squander time, for that's the stuff life is made of. This quote reminds us that time is the very essence of life. Wasting it is wasting life itself, so use it wisely and with purpose. 9. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Here's what that really means. A disciplined routine leads to success. Good sleep and a productive start to the day build the foundation for physical well-being, financial stability, and thoughtful living. 10. Never confuse motion with action. This quote reminds us that being busy doesn't always mean being productive. True action moves you forward, while mere motion can be just distraction or noise. 11. Educate your children to self-control, to the habit of holding passion and prejudice and evil tendencies subject to an upright and reasoning will, and you have done much to abolish misery from their future and crimes from society. Here's what that really means. Teaching children self-discipline and moral judgment prepares them for a better life and helps build a more just and peaceful society. 8. He that is good for making excuses is seldom good for anything else. Here's what that really means. Excuses prevent growth. Constantly avoiding responsibility through excuses often signals a lack of reliability and effectiveness. 9. Whatever is begun in anger ends in shame. This quote reminds us that acting out of anger often leads to regret. Decisions made in heated moments usually create problems rather than solutions. 10. Do not anticipate trouble or worry about what may never happen. Keep in the sunlight. Here's what that really means. Don't waste energy worrying about things that might never occur. Focus on the present and stay positive. It's a healthier and more productive way to live. 11. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. This quote reminds us that without preparation, failure becomes likely. Planning is essential to success. It sets direction and prevents costly mistakes. 12. Whoever would overthrow the liberty of a nation must begin by subduing the freeness of speech. Here's what that really means. Freedom of speech is the foundation of liberty. When it's threatened, all other freedoms soon follow. Guarding open expression protects democracy. 13. Love your enemies, for they tell you your faults. This quote reminds us that critics often reveal truths friends won't. Instead of hating enemies, we can learn from their honesty, intentional or not. 14. There was never a bad peace or a good war. Here's what that really means. Peace is always preferable, while war, no matter the cause, brings suffering. It's a call for diplomacy and restraint. 15. The heart of a fool is in his mouth, but the mouth of a wise man is in his heart. This quote reminds us that fools speak impulsively, revealing immaturity, while wise people speak thoughtfully, guided by reflection and intention. 16. For the want of a nail, the shoe was lost. For the want of a shoe, the horse was lost. For the want of a horse, the rider was lost. For the want of a rider, the battle was lost. For the want of a battle, the kingdom was lost. And all for the want of a horseshoe nail. Here's what that really means. Small details matter. Overlooking minor things can cause massive consequences. So take care with every part of a task, no matter how small. 17. Be slow in choosing a friend, slower in changing. This quote reminds us that true friendships take time and thought. Choose friends carefully, and once chosen, be loyal and patient through ups and downs. 18. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Here's what that really means. Taking small steps to prevent problems is far easier and cheaper than fixing them later. Prevention is always smarter than repair. 19. When you are finished changing, you're finished. This quote reminds us that growth never stops. The moment you stop learning and evolving, you stop progressing. Embracing change keeps you alive and relevant. 20. We must all hang together, or assuredly we shall all hang separately. Here's what that really means. Unity is essential in times of challenge. If people don't stand together, they'll fall apart. Especially relevant in movements for freedom or justice. 21. To find out a girl's faults, praise her to her girlfriends. This quote reminds us that people closest to someone often reveal the truth behind polite appearances. It's a witty take on how social circles reflect character. 22. When you're testing to see how deep water is, never use 2 feet. Here's what that really means. Take risks cautiously. Don't dive into the unknown without testing first. Go step by step until you understand the situation. 23. Life's biggest tragedy is that we get old too soon and wise too late. Here's what that really means. Time passes quickly, and often we don't gain the wisdom we need until much of life has already gone by. It's a reminder to seek learning early and live with intention before it's too late. 24. A slip of the foot you may soon recover, but a slip of the tongue you may never get over. This quote reminds us that physical mistakes heal, but careless words can leave lasting damage. Think before you speak. Words carry power and consequences. 25. Trouble knocked at the door, but hearing laughter hurried away. Here's what that really means. A joyful spirit can drive away hardship. When you meet life's difficulties with lightness and laughter, you disarm negativity and protect your peace. Thank you for spending this moment with the Mind Shelf. Let this quote stay with you, and may your day be filled with peace and purpose. If it stirred something in you, don't let it fade. Reflect, share, and let's grow together, one thought at a time. What does this quote mean to you? Share your thoughts below. Your words might inspire someone else today. If you'd like more gentle wisdom and soulful reflections, don't forget to subscribe and join our growing mindful community. And if you're watching this as you wind down, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and carry this wisdom into your dreams. Until next time, rest well.